Got some tarantula slings? Getting some tarantula slings? Here is my advice for how to set them up for most success for both you and them. Hello everyone and welcome back to Spooderpods. I am David and today we are talking about setting yourself up for the most success and fun with your new tarantula slings. I've got a tarantula sling tips video, but I felt it was worth doing a dedicated video to set up for success because you want to get the maximum enjoyment out of your slings and you want them to be the most comfortable and happy so they can grow on to be those lovely big tarantulas in the future, and that's why I felt it merited its own video. Now my first piece of advice does mirror my other videos, and that is do a bit of research beforehand. Watch some YouTube videos, watch mine, watch other great creators, get an idea of what your tarantula is going to require. Are they arboreal, are they fossorial, are they terrestrial? That will dictate what sort of enclosures they need and what sort of setup you'll need for them. It's really important to know this, and also are they a bit spicy? Will you need to do their rehousings in a certain way? Just knowing not knowing your enemy, knowing your friend before you get them is going to help you be much more successful when they do arrive. Leading neatly on is make sure you get your enclosures set up and get appropriate enclosures. Some people are quite happy with deli cups or any old thing because if you have loads of tarantulas you're not that bothered about observing them when they're slings, and for many slings you won't see them very often, but for some species you will, and I feel that this is where getting a nice good quality enclosure can really help because you can enjoy your sling from its slinghood all the way through to adulthood. Whereas if you do get something that's hard to film in, hard to observe, hard to do basic husbandry, it makes life a lot harder for you. And that's where I feel that stuff like enclosures from tarantula cribs really do come in handy. Now I really love the tarantula cribs sling enclosures. I have bought some and I was very lucky to be sent some for this video as well, one of each type. I got an arboreal one, a terrestrial one and a standard one. And what I love about these, and I noticed this when I was filming for other videos, is the acrylic is really crystal clear. So when I was trying to get footage of my slings, I didn't have to lift up the lid. It wasn't like endangering them for escaping. I could just film straight through the enclosure with the right lighting, and it was great to get that lovely footage because I just like to observe them and I like to get these photos and videos for my social media. I'm quite sure you would too. And that's where these enclosures come in really handy because they are crystal clear and they're appropriately sized for slings up to about 2 centimeters. What I love as well is that the fact you have one for each type. The terrestrial one's a bit longer, so it gives you a bit more length for what that terrestrial tarantula, obviously. It's also top opening. You have your arboreal, which is front opening, and also gives a nice layer of substrate depth without having to endanger it escaping. There's not many sling arboreal enclosures available, so when I saw it, I was like, please can I have one of these to promo as well, and I'll be buying a couple more too. It's really great for those small arboreal slings because you can do that enclosure maintenance without in danger of them escaping. And then finally you've got their traditional one, which is nice and deep, which is perfect for fossorial tarantulas and other smaller terrestrial slings, which gives you loads of different options for whatever type of enclosure you want. And because they have specialised functions, it makes them easier to use, and as I said, because you can actually see your slings, you can enjoy them more. If you get a fossorial one, maybe not so much, but for the terrestrials and for the arboreals, you will be able to see it, especially if you spin it around and set it up right with the right kind of enclosure setup. Now I'd like to give a big thank you to Arachnospace, where I got these enclosures from the UK. These were gifted to me for this video, although as I said, I have purchased them as well in the past and intend to in the future, purely because I don't mind spending a bit extra so I can enjoy my slings. Big thank you to Arachnospace. I'd highly recommend you check out their website if you're in the UK or Europe, or Tarantula Cribs if you're in the US. I'll leave a link down in the description so you can have a little peek. The next tip, whatever sort of enclosure you get, is set it up beforehand. It's always tempting to leave it to the last minute, but if you can get a substrate in there, maybe add some spring towels, get some decor in there, that little water dish, or just wet the sort of corner, it means it's a lot less panicky on the day when you get your sling, because if you leave it to the day, then you've got that much more work to do. So if you get it set up beforehand and you get an idea, and maybe if you decide to change things, it makes it easier for you, you're setting yourself up for a lot less stress and a much more success. Another important thing is make sure you observe your sling very closely when they do arrive, which again why I like these enclosures that make it very easy to see out of. Observe them very closely in the enclosure, watch them very carefully, see if there's any changes that need to be made, see if they're gravitating towards one side, maybe there's not quite enough depths of substrate, maybe you need a bit more scenery. Just do what you need to do, and also observe how their feeding habits are. Do they like to gravitate towards one area where you can drop food? Do you find they're not really eating very well? These are all telltale signs maybe you need to make a change in there. And something else very important is plan your rehousing. Something we're guilty of sometimes. make sure you have everything you need for a rehouse and for when your sling arrives. We use this giant tub as our sort of safety net, so if a sling escapes, we know we can capture it with a little catch cup. Have a catch cup on hand, and maybe have your next closure ready beforehand. You don't have to populate it or put stuff in it, but just have it bought and ready, so when your tarantula sling does need a rehouse, you're set up and ready for success there too. And also, like I said in my tips video, don't panic. If one of them does escape, you have everything set up ready. You just catch cup them, take a deep breath, and then try to rehouse them again. So I hope this video helped. Again, thank you Arachnospace, I'm very grateful. You should be getting some more purchases from us very soon. Any comments, I'd love to hear from you down below, but in the meantime, take care and see you later.